Most people who think they are prepared for a food emergency are not. They have food, but they stored it wrong, chose it wrong, or built a plan around it that falls apart inside the first week. A pantry full of the wrong items or the right items stored badly is not a safety net. It is a false sense of security with an expiration date you are not watching. 12 specific mistakes. Some are about what you bought. Some are about where you put it. Some are about the plan you built around it. All of them matter. Subscribe now and stay for number 9. It is the mistake I see even experienced preppers make consistently, and it has nothing to do with the food itself. 1. Storing only white rice and canned beans and calling it done. Rice and beans are solid, calorie-dense, shelf-stable, affordable. But if that is the entire plan, you will face a crisis inside 3 days, not a food crisis. A cooking crisis. White rice requires 20 minutes of sustained boiling. That means fuel, a lot of it. In a grid-down situation, your fuel supply runs out long before your rice does. You have stored calories you cannot access. Pair every grain in your stockpile with a realistic fuel plan, or you have not actually solved the problem. 2. Ignoring caloric density and storing high-volume, low-calorie food. A cabinet full of canned broth and vegetable soup looks impressive. It is not. Under stress, an adult burns significantly more calories than normal. You need somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 calories per day to function. A can of broth has about 30. Check the calorie count on every label before you store another item. Prioritize peanut butter, olive oil, nuts, full-fat coconut milk, and dried whole milk. Filler foods give you a false sense of abundance. You want energy per cubic inch, not volume. 3. Not rotating stock and letting expiration dates silently pass. People buy, stack, and forget. 2 years later, half of what they stored is past its best-by date, degraded in nutritional value, or outright unsafe. They discover this at the exact moment they need it. Rotation is the discipline that makes a stockpile real. New items go to the back. Oldest items come to the front and get used in regular cooking. First in, first out, store what you eat. Eat what you store. It costs nothing and takes 30 seconds every time you restock. 4. Storing food in a location that degrades it faster than the label suggests. Standard shelf life numbers assume storage at around 65 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit in a dry, dark environment. Your garage in summer does not qualify. Every 10-degree increase in storage temperature roughly cuts shelf life in half. That turns a 5-year shelf life into 2 years without any visible change on the packaging. Find the coolest, darkest, most stable location in your home. A basement if you have one. An interior closet on a lower floor. Keep food off concrete floors where moisture transfers. 5. Buying items that require water you will not have. Most freeze-dried meal pouches require 1 to 2 cups of clean water per serving. In the exact scenario where you are relying on your stockpile, clean water is your most constrained resource. Read every label before you buy. Know the water requirement per serving. Balance your stockpile toward items that are ready to eat directly from the container. Canned fish, nut butters, crackers, whole nuts, and jerky. These require nothing except opening. They are your unconditional calories. Freeze-dried meals are a supplement, not a foundation. 6. No manual can opener in the house. People store dozens of cans and own exactly one electric can opener mounted under the cabinet. Power goes out and they are done. A manual can opener costs $3. Buy 2. Keep one in the kitchen and one in the go bag. Test them before you need them. Some cheap models strip on the first large can. Spend $8 and get one that actually works. Lowest cost, highest consequence item on this entire list. 7. Forgetting cooking oil and salt entirely. These 2 items are almost universally missing from first-time stockpiles. Cooking oil is how you make calorie-dense food psychologically sustainable over days and weeks. Salt is how you make anything edible long-term and plays a role in hydration and electrolyte balance. Both have extremely long shelf lives when stored correctly. Refined coconut oil keeps for 2 or more years, salt keeps indefinitely. In a sustained emergency, meals without fat or seasoning cause appetite fatigue faster than almost anything else. People stop eating before they run out of food. Fat and salt prevent that. 8. Relying on a chest freezer as primary storage. A full chest freezer is not a stockpile. It is a gamble that requires constant power and a functioning appliance. In a grid-down scenario longer than 24 to 48 hours, every calorie in it is either consumed immediately or lost. Frozen food is a supplement to shelf-stable storage, not a replacement for it. If the majority of your emergency food plan involves a freezer, you do not have a plan. You have dinner for the first night. 9. Storing food without storing the knowledge to use it. Here is the one. They have a 50-pound bag of wheat berries and no grain mill. They have dried lentils but have never cooked them and do not know the ratios. They have powdered eggs but have never tested the substitution amounts. Unfamiliar food under stress leads to waste, frustration, and dangerous caloric deficits. Cook from your stockpile before you need it. This weekend, make one meal entirely from your emergency stores. Find out what works and what you cannot tolerate. The knowledge is part of the preparation. Without it, the supplies are just inventory. T10. No comfort food, no morale, no sustainability. Studies of civilian populations in prolonged crisis, from Sarajevo to post-Katrina New Orleans, document that access to familiar comfort food had a measurable effect on morale, cooperation, and psychological stability. Store a small amount of something with zero survival value and total psychological value: coffee, chocolate, hard candy. These items cost almost nothing, weigh almost nothing, and do a disproportionate amount of work when everything else is hard. 11. Forgetting people with specific medical or dietary needs. Generic emergency food recommendations are built around a standard adult. They do not account for infant formula, low glycemic requirements, gluten intolerance, or severe allergies. Audit your actual household before you stock your shelves. Build around your real people, not the theoretical average family. 12. Storing everything in one location. One flood, one fire, one break-in eliminates your entire supply. Distribute across at least 2 locations in your home. Consider a small secondary cache in a vehicle or with a trusted family member nearby. A single point of failure is not a stockpile, it is a target. A pantry that looks prepared and a pantry that actually functions under pressure are 2 completely different things. The difference is not how much you bought, it is how honestly you built it. Go through this list tonight, one item at a time. Find the gap and close it before the gap finds you. Drop a comment below and tell me which number hit closest to home. Subscribe if this channel is giving you the preparedness foundation your feed has been missing. And the next video covers the water side of this same conversation. Storage, filtration, and what actually works when the tap runs dry. That one is coming soon. Do not miss it.